Welcome to Triumph IAS. It's a daily mains practice question and answer series. This program is exclusively designed for UPSC CSE aspirants. In this video discussion, we will discuss UPSC CSE mains previous 25-year questions. Question number 1. Most of the unusual climatic happenings are explained as an outcome of the El Niño effect. Do you agree? Let's start with the introduction of the answer. El Niño is a natural phenomenon characterized by complex and abnormally warm ocean temperatures in the Pacific Ocean in the area near the equator, which results in global weather events and sea surface temperature changes. The main body of the answer should be: it occurs generally at interval of 2 to 7 years and is associated with unusual climatic happening around the world. El Niño phenomenon is often seen as responsible for spawning extreme weather around the planet as it makes droughts, floods, snowstorms, and hurricanes more intense. Number 1. El Niño lessens the upwelling of cold water and the uplift of nutrients from the bottom of the ocean, thus affecting the planktons in the ocean. Number 2. It disrupts the water circulation and weakens the Indian monsoon. Since Indian agriculture is predominantly dependent of monsoon rains, weaker monsoon results in decreased agriculture productivity, impacting the whole economy. Number 3. Increased temperature of water around the Peruvian coast causes decrease in the fishing stock in the region. Number 4. El Niño causes intense rain and floods in South American coast, Peru, Southern California, and Chile. Number 5. In Peru, South America, and Ecuador, heavier rains witnessed during El Niño impacts commercial fishing negatively. Number 6. It results in extreme dry spells and drought in Indonesia, the Philippines, and Australia, which results into forest fires and poor crop yields. Number 7. The warm Pacific air results into occurrences of serious hurricanes, typhoons, and very cold weather in various parts of the world. Number 8. El Niño Modoki is recently discovered phenomenon whose effect is still uncertain on weather patterns around the world. However, it probably causes higher cyclonic activity in Arabian Sea. Conclusion of the answer is: therefore, it can be agreed upon that most of the unusual climatic happenings can be explained as an outcome of the El Niño effect. Question number 2. What are the major changes brought in the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996 through the recent ordinance promulgated by the President? How far will it improve India's dispute resolution mechanism? Discuss. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. The Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996 was enacted for ensuring minimum court intervention in arbitration and greater coherence and between domestic arbitration law and international practices. However, arbitration in India continues to be expensive and time-taking because of excessive court intervention. This discourages the foreign investors to invest in India. The main body of the answer should be: Number 1. The Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996 has been recently amended by the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Ordinance 2015 promulgated by the President of India. Major changes brought through the ordinance. Number 2. The ordinance brings about some strict timelines in completion of arbitration proceedings. Number 3. A timeline of 90 days has been introduced to commence arbitration proceedings after obtaining an order under Section 9 of the Act. Number 4. The ordinance requires the appointment of an arbitrator by the courts to be completed expeditiously, preferably within a period of 60 days. Number 5. To fast-track the arbitration proceedings, the newly introduced Section 29 of the Act mandates completion of arbitration proceedings within a period of 12 months. Number 6. Section 34 of the Act provides that an arbitral award may be set aside if it is contrary to public policy. Number 7. An arbitral award can be set aside by a court if the award is vitiated by patent illegality appearing on the face of the award. Number 8. The ordinance provides that the mere filing of an application challenging an arbitration award would not automatically stay the execution of the award. Number 9. The ordinance gives foremost importance to the impartiality of an arbitrator. Conclusion of the answer is Number 10. The ordinance provides a cap on the fees to be paid to an arbitrator, barring international commercial arbitrations and institutional arbitrations. Conclusion of the answer is the ordinance introduces a paradigm shift in the mode and method of grant of interim measures in an arbitration proceeding. Since the ordinance addresses most of the issues that plagued India's dispute resolution mechanism, it is in line with India's pursuance of ease of doing business and attracting more foreign investment. Question number 3. How does the 3D printing technology work? List out the advantages and disadvantages of the technology. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. 3D printing is based on methods of applying a 2D image on a 3D surface, a system for generating 3D objects by creating cross-sectional pattern of the object to be formed. The main body of the answer should be Number 1. Steps involved in 3D technology. Firstly, data of a real object, i.e. shape and appearance, is collected through 3D scanning. Number 2. Then additive layer process is employed, where layer by layer of materials are laid down in different shapes, i.e. constructing a scaffold. Number 3. Then, the scaffold is filled up with desired suspension and smart gel filled in printer's cartridges. Number 4. In case of organ printing, scaffold is filled with cells of interest where they divide. Number 5. First working blueprint to produce plastic gun with a 3D printer was uploaded in May 2013. Chinese, in 2013, started printing ears using this technology. Advantages and disadvantages of 3D printing. Number 1. Rapid prototyping is a key advantage of 3D printing, whereas counterfeiting is a possible disadvantage. Number 2. Development of personalized artificial organ using patient's own cell is important advantage. Number 3. 3D printing can reduce organ donation. It also eliminates the chance of DNA mismatch. Number 9. It can be used for manufacturing dangerous weapons. This technology requires expensive equipment and materials. 3D machines are potentially hazardous. Moreover, its economic, political, and societal impact is not extensively studied yet. Conclusion of the answer is speed of 3D printing is quite slow. Some products can take several weeks depending upon the material used. 3D printing has limited material source. Generally, plastic is used, which raises health concerns.